but what are your dreams? Because everything I've done are things that I dreamt about. When I left my very well paying and very stable job when I was working at Barclays, everyone thought, you're crazy, like why are you leaving? And being an entrepreneur is wilderness. But then I realized that actually I was the wilderness and that I was very comfortable in that wilderness.
I've just been nominated one of the most influential 100 women in Africa. So they see a beautiful picture of Musa and they're like, wow, most influential. But what does that even mean? How have I journeyed to be there? And that for me is really the importance of telling the story. Where we fell, where we failed, where we achieved, how we became successful, who was there to help us success.
As soon as I left home, I knew I'm coming back home at some point. I was never going to be the one that goes and disappears and never comes back. So I always knew that whatever I am filling my bucket with, it's for me to come back to Kenya to use and do. So I don't think I'd be this far if I hadn't honed my skills in the US.
My story was the story of many other women and men out there, and people needed a place to say, oh, I thought it was just me. Oh, this is what I went through too. Oh, our stories are so identical.
How do we get more women on the continent to tell their stories, Pat? What do you think we need to do?
I mean, to be honest, as I sit here, if Patricia can write a book, anybody can write a book. I think it's owning your story, and I think that's the big step.
And for people to know that you don't have to have built a plane for you to be a leader and for you to tell your story in a beautiful way. Sometimes you could be doing very small things that are building momentum to something big, but if nobody's there to hear your story, how will it change the world?
For a lot of women, maybe they'll say, I wasn't really allowed to speak, or it hasn't been normalized, our agency, our ability to tell our stories. We almost don't feel like we have permission. It is changing a lot now. But I think in women seeing some of what we've done, I know a lot of them, it already plants the seed in them that, oh, I can actually do this.
Women carry this continent. During COVID, who did the most work? It is the women. And we need to hear the stories, how they did it, how they continue to do it.
It's about time other women realized we're women just like them. We have the same problems, we're human, we're not superhuman.
Documenting stories or having a hub of stories where African women across ages, across physical, geographical locations can find inspiration that relates specifically to them is very important, because we don't have enough of that.